What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. The news never sleeps, and neither does Wrestlelamia, and that's thanks to some leftover Hulk Hogan energy granules and a full-stocked fridge of Red Bull. But join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the verdict in Jimmy Uso's DUI trial, Sting's dream opponent for WrestleMania, Cody being Mr. Money in the Bank, yep, that's not a mistake, a Mickie James update, news on Evolution 2, a WWE Hall of Famer's divorce announcement, a WWE superstar's possible return. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. But let's waste no further time and get straight into the first story, as WWE Backstage ratings continue to fall. Now, according to PW Insider's Mike Johnson, the 17th December episode of WWE Backstage on FS1 brought in 95,000 viewers, down from last week's 127,000 viewers. The 3rd December episode featured guest star Seth Rollins, which managed to bring in 138,000 viewers. CM Punk's presence brought an initial bump, but since then, Backstage's ratings have continued to drop. Although the show is still doing better than its 5th November premiere, which brought in a paltry 49,000 viewers. Ugh. What could really improve ratings? Well, of course, having CM Punk on a weekly basis might help, but obviously that isn't going to happen for now. But the channel is an issue, as FS1 only has a limited amount of viewers, and the time slot of 11 PM at night really doesn't help either. Perhaps they should think about moving it to a better time. Perhaps more viewers would then tune in. Next up, Cody Rhodes, Mr. Money in the Bank? Yeah, you heard that right. Now, things can quickly change in the WWE, something Cody Rhodes experienced firsthand during his run in the WWE. During a recent interview with Alex McCarthy, "I'm so far removed now that I can give you a little bit of detail on this, and I hold no grudges and I'm not sour over it. But the 2 years prior to that Money in the Bank in 2013, I was told I was winning Money in the Bank. This is 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row I was told in advance I was winning Money in the Bank, and both times it changed on the day. On the actual day. Do you think if Cody did win the Money in the Bank briefcase, do you think that would have made him stay? Perhaps then he wouldn't have been too upset over his direction there." Next up, Jimmy Uso not guilty in DUI case. WWE superstar Jimmy Uso, aka Jonathan Fatu, had his day in court for his DUI arrest from last July, with a jury finding him not guilty. The jury deliberated for an hour before reaching a verdict. According to a story from ABC affiliate Where TV in Florida, Fatu didn't take a field sobriety test. He never refused, but asked that his lawyer be present. Uso's attorney Greg Whips praised the decision and the criminal justice system. Uso's speeding ticket is still on his record, however. With Uso now cleared of the DUI charge, how long do you think it'll be before the Usos return to WWE television? It's funny that we haven't actually seen them since before SummerSlam. Next up, WWE Hall of Famer Sting would step out of retirement to wrestle. Well, Sting hasn't wrestled since injuring his neck at 2015's Clash of Champions pay-per-view, but apparently there's one superstar he dreams of battling at WrestleMania. During a recent interview with Sports Illustrated's Justin Barrasso, the Stinger discussed who he would get in shape to battle if there was a Taker situation at WrestleMania. "I would listen to that phone call. I could get in condition and I could pull it off." However, Sting seems uncertain about that happening. "I think my career is done. I still think about the Taker situation every year, but I don't think it's going to happen." Do you think Sting and Taker could pull the match off, or would it turn into a debacle similar to the Goldberg vs Undertaker match at Super Showdown? Next up, an official AEW podcast is launching in 2020. Now, PW Insider reports that All Elite Wrestling is teaming with Warner Media to present the official AEW podcast beginning sometime in 2020. According to the story, AEW announcer Tony Schiavone, who podcasts What Happened When, covers the days of Jim Crockett Promotions, and WCW will host the podcast. Will you be tuning into that one? Well, it's no surprise that they're getting into the podcast game, after WWE has released many official podcasts themselves. Next up, a Mickie James update. Mickie James is still recovering from a knee injury, but fans shouldn't give up on a return to the ring. Recently, PW Insider's Mike Johnson reported on James's future in the WWE. Nobody that I've spoken with believes that she's done as a wrestler. She just needs to come back and heal, and maybe they'll find something for her. I know there was some talk about doing producing work, but I don't actually think that came to pass. James has been busy with her music career and also is reportedly spending time with her family, either one which could take up most of her time. Next up, when to expect Dominick Mysterio in the ring. Although the WWE Universe got to see Dominick Mysterio help his famous father at Ray's 2019 Survivor Series bout against Brock Lesnar, fans are curious when to expect Dominick in the WWE ring on a regular basis. During an exclusive interview with UK Mirror, Papa Mysterio discussed Dominick's WWE timeline, with the article mentioning, Mysterio stated that after training at WWE's famed Performance Center from January onwards, Dominick should be in line for competitive action in the ring later in 2020. Judging by what we've seen Dominick do already in the ring, he doesn't look too bad. He obviously just needs a little more polishing, but as told, his in-ring debut will be in 2020. Plenty of time. Next up, Mustafa Ali's awful injury. WWE superstar Mustafa Ali looks great for a year in the WWE as 2019 began, with rumours of a strong push in Ali's appearance in the 2019 Elimination Chamber match as further evidence of his rising star. Tragically, Ali was injured, leading to his removal from the match, with Kofi Kingston taking his place and Kofi Mania being born. In a recent Instagram message, Ali discussed how hard he tried to work through his injury and the effect it's had on his career. I've been reminded every day that getting injured earlier in this year took away the biggest opportunity of my life. What people don't know is I tried to fight through the injury. I wrestled another 3 shows, my choice, before finally collapsing backstage. I tried so hard to get to my feet because I knew if I didn't get up, this opportunity will be gone. I guess I took too long to get to my feet, and just like that, the opportunity was gone. Haven't been able to get close to that opportunity again. Lost in the shuffle. I thought 2019 was going to be the year that dream turned into a nightmare. Wrestling is a business where even a temporary injury can irreparably harm a performer's career. With the WWE so packed with talent, it's possible Ali lost his one opportunity to move up the ladder. Still, he shows guts and determination, and he'll no doubt succeed one day. Next up, DDP divorcing. A WWE Hall of Famer Diamond Dallas Page announced the end of his marriage to wife Brenda, whom he married on 25th July 2015, today in a message on Twitter. To our family, friends and fans, it is with deep love and respect for you all that we put out this announcement. We ask that you keep our family in our thoughts and respect our privacy during this time. We will not be making any other statements regarding this matter. The tweet contained a message, a portion of which revealed, after considerable thought, much reflection and mixed emotions, I am sorry to announce that several months ago, Brenda and I decided to separate, and after 3 months separation, we have filed for divorce. While we both love each other, we recognize that we are 2 strong-willed people who will be happy if we part. Next up, an update on Evolution 2. Now, Stephanie McMahon recently spoke with TalkSport in an exclusive interview, discussing the women's revolution as well as the likelihood of a second Evolution pay-per-view. It is certainly something that we are pushing for. There is no official announcement just yet, and yes, there was a lot of balls in the air and wheels in motion in terms of this year, and of course, one of the biggest focuses was on our event in Saudi Arabia and having our women being allowed to perform. I'm hopeful to have an announcement on Evolution 2, but there's nothing official to announce just yet. This isn't the first time McMahon has mentioned the all-female pay-per-view returning, but we'll just have to wait and see in 2020. Next up, Stephanie wants CM Punk and AJ Lee back in the WWE. Speaking with Metro News, Stephanie announced that she'd like to see CM Punk and AJ Lee back in a WWE ring. She mentioned, I personally enjoy watching both of them perform. I think Punk's been pretty vocal that he's not interested in an in-ring return right now, but for sure, that would be interesting. And I would love to see AJ Lee back in the women's division. And the last story, Ronda Rousey's returning. But when? Wondering when Ronda Rousey will be back in the WWE? Well, why not ask Stephanie McMahon, as wrestling's billion-dollar princess provided one of wrestling's greatest non-answers during her recent discussion with Give Me Sport. When asked when the baddest woman on the planet will return to the WWE, Stephanie replied, Ronda Rousey will definitely be back. That is the plan, but as of now, I'm not sure where and when. Well, there are two things to note with Stephanie's ambiguous answer. The first being that it's in line with recent comments for Rousey herself that she wants to come back, but she's uncertain when it will be, and the second being the WWE's propensity for using media outlets to work the fans. If the WWE wanted to surprise the WWE Universe with a Rousey return, what better way than to have them think she's not coming back in the near future? We're not confirming any immediate return, but any news from the WWE or its wrestlers other than contract signings should be treated with skepticism. But there you have it guys, the latest wrestling news you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.